The first time Commander Elias Hart saw her, the universe itself seemed to hold its breath. Elias had been a soldier of the United Earth Federation for nearly a decade, a man who had seen battlefields stretch from the icy mines of Europa to the burning skies above Mars. His mission now was meant to be simple: escort a diplomatic vessel carrying relief supplies to the disputed neutral sector near the Xiron Nebula. But nothing was ever simple in space, especially when power-hungry factions lingered like predators in the shadows. The Xiron Nebula was notorious. Pirates, warlords, and broken treaties all collided there. Yet, when Elias's ship, the Resolute, dropped out of warp, he didn't find chaos. He found a throne world drifting like a jewel among the stars. The ship's scanners struggled to classify it. A massive crystalline palace, shimmering in hues of violet and silver, floated within the nebula's heart. It wasn't anchored to any planet. Instead, gravitational fields and quantum stabilizers held it in place. Its energy signatures dwarfed anything Elias had ever seen. Some whispered of a civilization older than humanity itself, one that had risen, fallen, and risen again. And in its heart was her, Princess Serenia. Her holographic image appeared on his ship, projected without warning, bypassing every defense system like they didn't even exist. She was tall, her skin faintly luminescent, glowing with silver veins of energy that pulsed like starlight through translucent flesh. Her hair shimmered like strands of liquid moonlight, and her eyes, deep violet pools, were both infinite and impossibly young. "All seek my power," she said, her voice echoing as though spoken through galaxies. "Yet I seek you, human." Elias stiffened. "Me? Why? You don't even know who I am." "I know more than you imagine, Commander Hart." She leaned forward, her voice dropping to a whisper only he could hear. "You are the only one who does not desire my throne, my armies, or my crown. And for that, I must find you." Her words were both a warning and a promise. Elias had no idea then just how far-reaching their meaning would become. The days that followed blurred into a web of politics, war, and secrets. Elias was summoned to the Crystalline Palace, where he discovered the truth. Princess Serenia was heir to the throne of the Luminara, a dynasty stretching back millennia. Her people, the Luminaris, were an energy-bound species capable of wielding forces humanity barely understood. Entire empires coveted her power. Whoever controlled Serenia, through alliance, marriage, or conquest, would gain dominance over half the galaxy. Elias wanted none of it. He was a soldier weary of endless wars fought in the name of flags and ambitions. But Serenia, she fascinated him. Their first meeting in person was overwhelming. As he stepped into the throne chamber, the crystalline floor rippled beneath his boots, responding to her presence. She descended the throne steps without her guards, moving with a grace that felt more like flowing light than walking flesh. "You do not kneel," she observed. "I wasn't raised to kneel before anyone," Elias replied, his jaw tightening. A faint smile touched her lips. "That is why I chose you." From that moment, Serenia drew him into her world. She showed him the archives of her people, galaxies mapped before Earth had discovered fire, histories of wars fought between civilizations now dust. She confessed her burden, the endless cycle of rulers and warlords who wanted her hand not for love, but for conquest. "They see me as a weapon," she whispered one night as they walked along the palace balcony, where stars burned brighter than torches. "But what use is power, if I cannot share it with someone who sees me as more?" Elias hesitated. "And you think that's me?" "I know it is." For the first time in years, Elias felt something stir inside him that battlefields had long beaten down: hope. But peace was never meant to last. The rival factions learned of Elias's presence, and whispers spread. The human soldier had captured the AlienPrincess's favor. Soon fleets gathered. Warlords sent emissaries demanding Elias's execution. Human diplomats from the Federation, fearing political fallout, pressured him to step away. "You're playing with fire, Heart," Admiral Kalen warned over secure comms. "If she bonds with you, the balance of the galaxy shifts. Billions could die in the wars that follow." "I didn't ask for this," Elias growled. "I never wanted her power." "But she wants you," the Admiral replied grimly. And so it began the chase. Armadas descended on the palace. The crystalline halls shook under the weight of orbital bombardments. Serenia's guards fought valiantly, but the Luminaris were not warriors. They were scholars, architects, dreamers. Their strength had always been their princess, and she had bound herself to Elias. "You must leave," Serenia urged as explosions rattled the walls. "They will kill you to reach me." "Not a chance," Elias said, gripping his plasma rifle. "I've run from battles before. Not this one." She stared at him, those violet eyes shimmering with something deeper than gratitude. "Do you not understand? If I merge my essence with yours, you will become the most hunted man in the galaxy. They will never stop." "Then let them come," Elias said. "Because I'd rather face the galaxy than lose you." And in that moment, under fire and fury, she touched his chest. Energy surged through him like a tidal wave of stars. His body screamed with power, his blood glowing, his vision expanding beyond the material. He could see the battle outside. Ships, weapons, trajectories, all unfolding like threads in a tapestry. Their bond was complete. Climax. The battle for the palace became the battle for Serenia and Elias's very existence. United, they unleashed abilities no one could have predicted. Elias, once just a soldier, now moved like lightning, wielding both human instinct and alien energy. Serenia amplified him, guiding his strikes, weaving shields of radiant light around them. Fleet after fleet tried to breach the palace, but Elias and Serenia pushed them back. Their connection was more than tactical. It was intimate, a union of soul and spirit. Every time he faltered, she steadied him. Every time she weakened, he carried her. But their enemies were relentless. The Federation sent orders demanding Elias surrender Serenia. The warlords offered riches beyond imagination for his betrayal. Even Serenia's own council grew fearful, urging her to abandon the human before all was lost. At last, the greatest threat came, not from outside but within. High Chancellor Vera, Serenia's cousin and second in line to the throne, revealed her treachery. She had aligned with the Federation, promising to deliver Serenia in exchange for rulership. Vera stormed the throne chamber with elite guards, weapons crackling. "You've doomed us all, Serenia," Vera spat. "Bonding with a human, a mortal. You've reduced our legacy to nothing." Serenia stood tall, her hand still clasped in Elias's. "Our legacy is not in power. It is in choosing love over conquest. That is something you will never understand." Rage twisted Vera's face. "Then you'll die together." The battle was brutal. Elias fought hand to hand with Vera's guards, his newfound strength tearing through their armor. Serenia dueled her cousin in a clash of light and shadow. The palace shook, crystals shattering until at last, with Elias's help, Serenia overwhelmed Vera, banishing her into the void.